You know what true boredom is? Spending endless hours looking at the exact same spot. I'd give my left foot to be able to turn my head. Did you find her? Did you find the evil witch who cast this damn spell on me? Are you suggesting that I'm a teller of tall tales? You think I froze myself just to discredit Nerys Venom? That's an outrageous accusation that wounds me to my core. Why? What did she tell you? Goblins? I suppose that could have been what the yelling and screeching was about. I was dealing with my necessaries after all. But that doesn't explain why she cast those loud and terrifying spells. Well, she should have said something instead of scaring me half to death while I was busy in the bushes. I'll admit, I might have had a few sips of mead and I was tired. That's no reason to leave me like this, exposed.
My brave protector. No sword, no pants, and absolutely no help whatsoever. If not for my stillness spell, you'd be halfway to Nisus by now. My hapless protector aside, were you able to find the goblins? Did you recover my pack and the sword? How wonderful! I despaired ever seeing either of these again. You'd be surprised how much the people of Vivec City will spend on my upscale unguents. Thank you. I suppose I should do something about my dubious escort now. I still need this fetcher's help to get my goods to the market. He isn't very good at protecting his charges, but I believe he's strong enough to carry a pack. I just have to make sure that he honors his agreement this time. No need to fear on that account. I have just the spell to assure Stormgruff's total cooperation for the rest of the trip to Vivek City. My clients need their potions, after all. Thank you again for your assistance. I really do appreciate good help.
Set me free and return my sword, witch!
That sword is payment for escorting me to Vivek City. We're not there yet, you ungrateful oaf.
Vivek City? I don't want anything more to do with you and your witchy ways.
I'll set you free, but you will live up to our agreement. And you'll do so sober. No more meat for you until we reach Vivek City.
Stop that, Diane!
If you're a good little Guar, I'll remove the spell when we get to Vivek City. Maybe even buy you a new pair of pants.
Lane and Manuendo must have a plan to save this place. You mean to spend some time in Voss? I wouldn't linger if I were you. You don't have scales or fur, so you should be safe for a time. But if Savarak and his lackeys smell a whiff of danger on you, they'll put a knife in your back by supper time. The new wizard magistrate. When Mistress Dratha fell ill, House Telvanni put Savarak in charge of Voss. It was all honey and orchids for a time, but not anymore. The people are desperate for Dratha to return. I'm beginning to lose hope. Openly? No. Some work against him in secret, but he sicks his black snail mercenaries on anyone who opposes him publicly. Don't believe me? Ask him yourself. He covets Telmora Tower, but until Dratha dies, he holds court in the Gathering House. Keep your wits around Savarak. He's slippery as a slaughterfish, twice as deadly. He's a member of House Telvanni, like Mistress Dratha. Mistress Dratha is powerful but reclusive. Savarak's a little more ambitious. Technically, yes. Luckily, Mistress Dratha's mouth, Lane Sadri, has been working against him in secret. We're lucky to have her. Savarak can sniff out a conspiracy like a Nixox sniffs out truffles. Without Lane, we'd probably be dead already. She's one of the oldest, most powerful Telvanni counselors and the ruler of nearby Telmora, the great fungal tower just across the river. She ruled Voss and lands beyond until she fell ill. Some people think it's just old age. I'm not so sure. 1,000 times yes. Our mistress has a mixed reputation. Outsiders often say she is cold and calculating. That may be, but I don't mind. She cares for us from a distance, intervening only when necessary. She respects our freedom. We pray for her recovery every day. If Dratha dies, I fear that Voss will die with her.
I do hope you'll forgive my candor, but I must ask, what brings a bumbling outlander to my gathering house? Do you fancy yourself a Telvanni mage? No, I think not. You may take your leave. Immediately. Ah, I see the Noir is well informed. If you know that I am Savarak, you must also know that I rule Voss as its wizard magistrate. Do you bring me some petition, or is this just a social visit? Have a care how you speak, outlander. It is true that certain of Voss's citizens have struggled during this period of transition, but I'm hardly to blame. They've taken Dratha's illness very hard. It's led to idleness and crude insubordination. Someone has to. Dratha's mouth, Lane Sardry, refuses to assist me. She just lurks by her mistress's bedside in Telmora, scheming and fomenting unrest. People in crisis require a firm hand. If that offends your gentle sensibilities, move on.
I'll check in on her again in the morning. For now,
Please let
just
me
get
know
some
straight
rest,
away
eh?
if you make any
You look
progress on the
awful.
cure.
Of course. And I meant what I said. Sleep, Lane.
Yes, yes. And who might you be? It takes some pluck to enter a Telvanni tower uninvited. Impressive. I'm Lane Sadri, mouth to the glorious Mistress Drotha. What is it you want, Outlander? The situation? The catastrophe, more like. Savarak and his black snail mercenaries are strangling the life out of that town. I do what I can, but Savarak has the support of the Council. My hands are firmly tied. You, on the other hand... Savarak won the support of the Council shortly after my mistress fell ill. I've always known him to be clever and enterprising, but all this wealth and muscle, that's new. Despots rule with swords and coin. Savarak has an abundance of both. I don't, but I think we can find some answers in Savarak's manse. He's turned the old Berino house into a palace and a fortress. If you break in and find some evidence of corruption, I might be able to turn the Council against him. This can't possibly be the first time someone's asked you to snoop through a wizard's manse. Just look for anything that seems out of place. Official documents often provide clues on this sort of thing. Letters too. You'll know it when you see it. I wish I knew. Our resident herbalist, Menwendel, has been developing on a variety of cures. She's capable, brilliant even, but my confidence wanes. We know the illness deadens the mind and causes rigors in the limbs, but beyond that, we're stumped. This can't possibly...
This one does not mope around when there is work to be done.
Ah, another adventurer. If you've come looking for salt rice, you'll have better luck in the market. A slim harvest, you know, and we're a bit short-handed at the moment. My son, Sathan, has gone missing, you see. You haven't run into him, have you? Wouldn't I? I gave up work as a financier in Balmora for a chance at the simple life. I love it here. But my wife, she struggles with the agrarian life. We'd jump at the chance to leave, believe me. But not before finding our boy. Yes, in an instant. Like I said, Nineveh's practically packed her bags already. If you bring back our boy, we'll sell. Sathan's always been a thrill-seeker. Probably got lost in that Daedric ruin, Esutanimus. You'll find it just east of here. It's called Esutanimus. Sathan's taken an interest in Daedric history. Waste of time if you ask me, but I do admire his enthusiasm. We spoke about the shrine just a few days before he vanished. Apparently it venerates that monster, Molag Bal. I don't go anywhere near that place. We've got enough troubles here. Lean harvests, clumsy Telvanni wizards, my wife hen pecking me to death. No, I'll not invite some plague from the House of Troubles as well. Thank you, Seryo. Be careful, and 3 protect you.
What?
Mercy.
Hope seems a foolish fancy.
Where is it? Where is she? Not again! Hey, over here! Someone without wings and razor-sharp teeth. There's a sight for sore eyes. That's me, Sathan Rendo, explorer extraordinaire. My parents are worried. Typical. My mother barely trusts me to push a broom, let alone investigate a ruin. Of course, things could be better. I've attracted the attention of some winged twilights. Every time I try to make my escape, they swoop down on my head. Not to hurt me, mind you. They just sort of tussle my hair with their claws and push me back into the ruins, cooing all the while. I think they see me as some kind of pet. A daring escape. You'll have to slay them, eh? Pity. Of course, I did see them tear an Ashlander apart as he wandered by, so I won't shed too many tears. I'll make a run for it. We can meet up west of here towards Voss. Be careful. The matriarch is coming! Be careful! I'll run straight back to Voss! came after me? You're getting as bad as Mother. I'm not a child.
Believe me, I'd rather be bagging our crop. But you know how your mother is. She won't give me a moment's peace.
Fine. I just need a breather.
There you are. Sorry to check up on you. I knew you had the situation well in hand, but Nineveh practically kicked me out. Said not to come back without Sathan. I'm glad I won't be going back empty-handed. Attracted? The attentions? Never mind. I don't want to know. I'll miss this place, but Vec knows I'm not much of a farmer. I'm just glad I got to thank you in person. Your partner, Myrtis, already paid me for the deed to the property. What? Oh dear. The fellow was very convincing. Caught me right before I set out to find Sathan. He wasn't much of a conversationalist, just paid me a hefty sum of gold and snatched up the deed. He set out toward...
Hurry now. Did you hear something?
You're back? I admit I didn't expect you to return. Forgive me. It's hard to know who to trust these days. It seems you actually do mean to help us. Did you find... Honestly, what kind of idiot leaves this many documents lying about? Still nothing about my mistress's illness. Damn. Well, what do we know? House Halalo is bankrolling Savark's operation. His wealth and mercenaries arrive via Selville Island. Right, with someone named Narondus, yes? The Halalu's hatchet man here in Voss, no doubt. If they're using passphrases, they must not know each other by name or by face. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Exactly. Find Narondus near the wharf and use this passphrase. I'll have the few house guards still loyal to Mistress Strotha make sure no one approaches. We don't want the real contact to muck things up. Learn what you can, then make a swift exit.
He hears voices in his head. Don't worry, there could be.
It's about fetching time. Well? But the stench remains. You tell Vani's servants. Late. Always late. Our plot to kill Dratha proceeds at a snail's pace. I blame myself, in part. Tel Mora's fungal growth has proven to be more resilient to the toxin than I expected. Of course we are! To release lethal spores! What moon sugar cart did they drag you out of? I'm near to finishing the new toxin, but I need to know the current status of the infection. Examine the deceased nodule at the tower's base and report back.
What?
You still have your head on your shoulders, so it can't have gone all that poorly. Did you manage to learn anything? What? Those fetching bastards! The answer was right here the whole time. Mistress, forgive me. Look, I'm no slouch when it comes to magic, but fungal infections are well outside my area of expertise. You'll have to find Menwendel, our herbalist. She established a small nursery beside the tower. With any luck, she'll be there. If not, ask her assistant Grey Skies. Please don't dawdle. I'm not sure how much longer my mistress can hold on. I'll contact the Telvanni Council immediately. I'm sure they'll love to hear about Savarek's tawdry affair with those gold pinchers in House Halalu. If I know the Council, and I do, Savarek will be feeding the shroom beetles by week's end. Indeed, the citizens of Vos will be free to go about their lives in peace. Although for Vos to truly flourish, we must also restore my Mistress Strotha to proper health. From the looks of things, she doesn't have much time.
Is someone there? Please, help me. Down here. It's you. Hist be praised. Savarek set those black snail thugs on us. A half dozen of them. I tried to... Sorry, just... let me catch my breath. They took her. She didn't make it easy. Bit one of their ears off and broke a flask over another one's face. But in the end, they were just too much for her. The leader kept shouting not to kill her. Said someone named Narandas needed her alive. I heard one of them mention a hideout along the coast. There are a few old pirate dens south of here. Maybe they've claimed one. Menwendel knows more about the fungal towers than anyone. Hist only knows what they have planned for her.
you imp-faced brute! I have mouldy bread and I'm not afraid to use it! Wait, I've seen you before. Oh, sorry about the imp face thing. Your face is really quite... I don't know. Never mind. I'm glad you're here. I was just preparing to make my escape. Should be a lot easier now. Why are you here anyway? Did Grey Sky send you? Well, that's gross. Looks like it was stitched to the lowest stalk. But these striae... Oh no, it's the spores! The growth fence spores into the tower that... Never mind. I think I can help Dratha, but I need a sample of the toxin they used. Narandus is hiding in here somewhere. If you deal with him, these brutes will scatter like roaches under a lantern. Now, I can make it back to Voss on my own. You give these bastards a good drubbing, find that toxin, and meet me back at Tel Mora.
imposter! You won't leave this cabin alive!
you are. I gave Mistress Dratha some chokeweed bitters to slow the effect of the spores, but this is like binding a troll's hands with fishing twine. Did you bring the toxin sample I asked for? I can't brew an antidote without it. Perfect. I'll get to work on this right away. Oh, one other thing. Lane took off toward Voss with a handful of guardsmen. I think they mean to arrest that Gual's ass, Savarek. She might need your help. If you find that oaf, give him a good kick in the nethers for me. Ifra knows how long it's going to take me to clean up my nursery.
Savarek's gone. Damn that slippery bastard. We tossed his manse, the gathering house, the wharf. We turned the whole damn town upside down and nothing. He can't have just vanished. What did we miss? Of course, his black snail mercenaries have been resupplying there. That must be where he's headed. Selville Island is just east of the tower. If he manages to get away, I'll never forgive myself. It will take me too long to gather up all the town guards. I need you to go after him. Please, Sarah, make sure he doesn't board that ship.
Some prat. Dratha may survive, but I'll make sure he won't.
You're back. My mistress and I fared the worst. Is it over? Is Savarik slain? What a relief. With Mistress Strother's approval, I'll send runners to nearby towns and let the people know it's safe to return. Thank you, my friend. Truly. Take this, and I believe my Mistress Strother would like a proper word as well. Muthsera. This is the warrior I told you about. The one that exposed the Halalu plot and struck down Savarik.
Let me get a better look at you. Your eyes are wrong, but your palms seem clean enough. I have a task for you. If you succeed, you'll earn the favor of a Telvanni counselor and a treasure from my vault. Is this agreeable? In all my long years, the thought of death has rarely troubled me. But thanks to Savarak, I've gained new perspective. My illness took me to the brink of the void, the tip of the scythe. Someday I may welcome death, but for now, steps must be taken. I find that people lead much happier lives when they don't trouble themselves with details. Now, Vardenfell is littered with Daedric shrines. 7 of these shrines contain powerful magicked stones. You must find these stones and bring them to me. The task I've set before you won't be easy. These shrines lie near and far. Some are little more than piles of brickwork, while others extend deep underground. Even so, I'm confident you'll find what I'm looking for. The Stones of Cold Fire. So you're a scholar as well. I certainly wouldn't have predicted that. Before the tribunal showed up, we Dunmer worshipped the Daedra. They raised no small amount of havoc, but they also left us valuable gifts. Gifts like the stones. Nothing until they rest side by side. If a mage manages to wake all 7, well, let's just say their powers of persuasion are put to the test. Of course not. Why should I be? The powers of Oblivion hold no great mysteries for mages like me, and House Telvanni has no time for folklore and childish superstitions. What's the point of power left unclaimed? Plans? No, of course not. I'll leave them to their business just as I always have. I'm sure they did. You'd like an explanation, wouldn't you? Fine. You want to earn people's love. Here's the secret. Just leave them alone. Treat them like adults, even when they act like children. The rest takes care of itself. Yes. Believe me, it's a rare and wonderful thing to live under the protection of a disinterested ruler. Self-determination. It'll be all the rage in a millennium or 2, I guarantee it. Now, are we finished? I need those stones.
is the deed, Lady Jinrisa.
Good. Deal with any loose ends.
Well, if it isn't my favorite loose end, time to tie it off.
done. Now, what can I get? I don't have to go, you know.
I can help clean things up around here. I know how to keep a low profile.
This isn't up for debate. You're going.
What does security mean to you? If it means confidence and certainty in these troubled times, then you've come to the right place. Our vaults provide a level of protection unparalleled in other institutions.
House Halal.
Just listen to those fire drakes boast. Once they face down the Stormlords, they'll break apart like a rowboat in a hurricane. Stormlords thunder across the field, striking our foes down faster than they can blink. We're a whirlwind of pain that smashes enemies to bits. Always a glorious sight to see.
You'll never understand the battleground until you see the games firsthand. Get out there and participate. Of course. Now, we may have many games available.
Next domination match, Stormlords are gonna...
Sure, the Stormlords talk a big game, but once they're on the field, they never seem to deliver. Come on, give us Fire Drakes a real challenge. Need you ask? Fire Drakes rain down flames of destruction upon their foes. We unleash an inferno to smite our enemies. Fear the burn!
Everyone needs something to keep them kicking in the field. And I have the wares to help you do just that.
Can I help you with something?
You'll never understand. Of course. Team Death. Ever the cute. Anyone. Team Death matches. You'll never. Of course. Now, ever the curious.
Back so soon? Well, you're quite the negotiator. I trust you found a suitable property outside Voss. Jinrisa. Interesting. That envious hag never misses an opportunity to stick a thumb in Firith's eye. Listen carefully. I need you to acquire that deed as quickly as possible, before she makes it public that she's bought land near Voss. I suggest you use all available means. You can begin by searching the Adepts Hall in Tel Naga. I will warn you that the Adepts Hall is not open to outsiders. You'll need to be careful while searching for the deed so as not to raise suspicion. Jinris has offered us a chance to double our winnings. If we acquire the deed and embarrass her in the process, Firith's bound to support my promotion.
Got another comment about my cleaning skills? This broom can be used for more than sweeping. Just keep that in mind.
the ink.
Damn.
I asked nicely. Now the guard can deal with you. Don't let that fetch it. Hey, what did you do that for?
The three.
So, you've come to weave enchantments. I've got everything you need. And I do mean everything.
Only the finest wares here.
Greetings from the Telvanni, the kindest slave owners in all of Vardenfell. How can I be of assistance?
Think that clumsy wizard Jenrissa out-nickel. I can't do it myself. Partly demands this thing or that service on my behalf. I know I've asked and tell him that Sun and Shadow would like his written support for elevation to the just west of here, in a place called Hanood. And don't be surprised if he's a bit eccentric. Meet me in the camp.
This is Magister Gothran's private property. Keep walking.
Ugh, more visitors? I have those Atronachs out there for a reason. Can't you see there's no room? Oh, for Vex's sake, never mind. What do you want from us? Did she now? How prescient. Quite impressive, wouldn't you say, Geralt? Yes, I thought so too. I'm glad she chose to give it to me, and not that guar-faced bumbler Jinrissa. I suppose she wants something in return? These hirelings always do. Ah, yet another social climber. How tiresome. Still, exchanging a simple endorsement for valuable property seems like quite the bargain. Very well, it's a deal. Get out, be a dear, and fetch me that pen. What? Oh, fine, I'll get it myself. This should do. Now, off with you. My friends and I have pressing business. So much to do.
We will review the request soon. In the meantime, continue your studies.
Lord Sarah Sooth is most kind. I thank you. Ha! I recognize that swagger. Hirith agreed to my demands, didn't he? Excellent! I ran into Counselor Angharal just a moment ago. Totally by chance, I might add. I asked her about the potential for advancement. She hedged a bit. This endorsement will make all the difference. Well, that makes two of us. I took no pleasure in spending all that coin, but as a retainer, I'll be able to double that sum before long. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a writ to deliver. Thank you again, my friend.
Always. She is busy and in a hurry. She is always busy these days. I worry she flirts with the flames of the sun and does not know to fear the fire. My heart and I have barely spoken. She strains her spines both day and night, poring through tomes and hatching her schemes. Her eyes are fixed on the next rank, and the next after that. I fear for her. A soul without rest grows dim as twilight. No, she has not. All to the good, I guess. A finless fish weakens the shoal. But enough about me. You, my friend, are a mighty swimmer. Seek her out in her stone-dwelling place. If I know my heart, she will certainly have a task for you.
Remember, we're always watching.
Honor to you and your...
Pleasant surprise. Stay a while, won't you? Always pleasure to see you, Sarah. I'm glad you dropped by. I could use a friend right now. I just received a summons from the council. Typically, I'd be overjoyed. After all, I just submitted a petition for advancement to Oathman. But the council never acts on petitions this quickly. Someone's arranging pieces on the game board. I know it. If a member of the house plans to spring a trap, I need to project strength. The counselors know you've assisted me in the past. If you appear before the mouths on my behalf, it puts the Magisters and I on equal footing. It might even save my life. Thank you, my friend. Be careful.
My patron, Magister Gothrin, opposes any further honors for the slave girl. Oh, look. The Lizard sent a representative. Such pretensions.
Approach, emissary. You may inform your benefactress, Sun and Shadow, that the Council has elected to reject her petition.
Be sure to add that all further petitions will meet the same fate. Cats and lizards have no place in our great house.
Honestly, Relasa.
Don't worry, Relasa. The emissary will give Sun and Shadow a full account of this meeting. I have no doubt. There is no greater virtue than ambition, but I'm afraid Sun and Shadow's enthusiasm has rubbed a few of our number the wrong way. Beyond the obvious? Your friend possesses a keen mind and great natural talent, but even the great House Telvanni is not above simple prejudice. The circumstances of her birth make advancement complicated. I would counsel patience, but I have no illusions. Sun and Shadow will dismiss such advice out of hand. Her dreams can only be deferred for so long. I say only this. Whatever she plans to do, make sure she does it cautiously. Yes, Relasa hates practically everyone, but she's developed a particular distaste for Sun and Shadow. I can't tell if it's truly the will of Gothrin or just a personal vendetta. Both of them revile lesser races. A perfect match if ever there was one. Sun and Shadow will stand before us again. I only hope that it's for a promotion and not something less pleasant. Believe it or not, these meetings can go far worse. Honor to you and your house, Sarah. Farewell.
Those cakes. Come to have words with me, have you? Well, let's get it over with. I have things to do. I merely speak for Muthsera Gothrin. His distaste for Sun and Shadow should come as no surprise. Beasts have no place in the house. You may want to rethink the company you keep, Outlander. Just a bit of advice. I suggest she leave Vardenfell. Travel to Daggerfall or Wayrest and join the Mages Guild. I hear they take anyone. She would fit right in. The fact is, she has no place here. She may have earned her freedom, but she will never be a true Telvanni. I don't hate them. I just see the truth of their nature. Argonians and Khajiit make wonderful servants, but to pretend they possess the same faculties as Mer, or even men, is absurd. They were born to serve, just as we were born to rule.
Honor to you, Sarah. I'm sorry about your friend's petition. She may ascend to Oathman eventually. Of course, with Relasa speaking for Gothrin, she may have to wait for a good long while.
sorry. I grew tired of waiting. I received more than a few sideward glances on my way over. What happened in there? Oh, I see. Maybe I was too impatient. Requested it too soon. Damn! Did they give any reason? Was there anyone who spoke out against it? Of course it was Relassa. That pig has hated me from the start. Gothrin's not fond of Argonians, but this is clearly personal. Would you act as my emissary once more? If you go to Tel Arun and speak to Gothrin directly, maybe he can settle this. I'll answer what I can, of course. Most Telvanni magisters prefer to be left alone. They dislike and mistrust each other, so they appoint mouths to handle business outside their towers. Of course, the magister's wishes and the mouth's wishes often get tangled. It's imperfect. Just trust me, it's better this way. If the counselors had to deal with each other directly, there would be no peace in Vardenfell. You wouldn't jam a bunch of aelits into a pen together. Mages need room to stretch, room to breathe. I never said House Telvanni was perfect. We take the good with the bad. When I sit on the council, I'll put things right. How's that? Yes. When I achieve the rank of Oathman, I should be able to purchase a slave. I'll free Ioki and we'll toast to our success. That is what we've been working toward, right? I know that some of this feels a little unsavory, but it's necessary. A Telvanni mage doesn't have time to be troubled. Every day I learn something new. Every day I peel back one mystery to reveal another 10 beneath it. If this is the price of that kind of discovery, I'll pay it. Oh, that came out poorly. Never mind. Magister Guthrin reigns over Tel Arun, the fungal tower west of here. He has a sour reputation, but remains one of the most powerful mages in Tamriel. I never had cause to work for him, but Ioki did. He doesn't like to talk about it. I'd be lying if I said yes, but if there's anyone who could get through to him, it's you. Gothrin keeps a few pupils, henchmen more like. You'll probably have to get through one or two before he'll deign to speak with you. Just be careful.
Keep your head down and the mages will not notice you. That is how we get by here.
Tell Arun's closed, so piss off, you little scamp. You got Nick spit in your ears? Tell Arun's closed. Jog off, you fetching Nchow. Yeah? Well, I need a stiff drink and a good plow, but you don't see me knocking on strangers' doors belly aching about it. Magister Gothrin's not seeing any visitors. Not today, not tomorrow, and not next week. So shove off, go-off-face. Disobeying orders, eh? Yeah, that sounds like Relassa. Skeevy little Nick's always sliming around the tower, jamming pies in her gob and pushing us around. To do muck with her. Go ahead. But if I find out you're lying, I'll put a knife in your eye.
I've had enough of your excuses. Relassa made your task plain. Find those thieves.
I'm sorry, Magister. It will be done.
Whatever it is you want, talk to my cringing assistant.
Ah, greetings. I'm sorry you had to see that. Magister Gothrin is really quite charming once you get to know him. Honestly, he wouldn't have yelled if Relassa's little snoop, Captain Giravel, hadn't interfered. Ah, that. I'm sorry, but Relassa is determined to keep your Argonian from advancing. Typical. I should be mouth. Say, I might have an idea. The thieves Muthsera Gothrin mentioned fled to Shashpilamat. Could you retrieve the goods they stole? Spoken like a true Telvanni. If you bring the goods to me in Sadrith Mora, I'll take credit for their safe return. Relassa's gone to great lengths to discredit me, you see. My Muthsera knows this. If I succeed, he'll see that I am the fitter servant. Muthsera Gothrin will undoubtedly promote me to mouth. Then, in exchange for your help, I'll support your Argonian's petition. One good turn and all that. What do you say? I can't wait to see the look on Relassa's face when Muthsera Gothrin strips her of her title. And the groveling will be delicious. Of course. What can the future mouth of Muthsera Gothrin help you with? You should know by now that Telvanni alliances often start as fluid affairs. Not that our relationship is fluid. What we've got going here? Rock solid. Sun and Shadow's intentions align with my own. It only makes sense that we should be partners. A great many things, I'm sorry to say. They pilfered an ancient tome, a rare pendant, and a purse full of gold. Of course, my master was most aggrieved by the loss of several slaves. Strong workers, all. Muthsera Gothrin is sick with worry. No, of course not. I didn't mean to assume. Truth be told, I've always been a fierce but very quiet proponent of beast rights. If you return the tome, pendant, and gold, I think Muthsera Gothrin will still promote me, albeit with a heavy heart. Well, I can't say for sure, but there's a good chance the missing slaves stole Muthsera Gothrin's property before fleeing Tel Arun. Ropefish and other people smugglers sometimes accept magicked items as payment. I'm sure I wouldn't know. My master has a kind and gentle disposition, but children sometimes need discipline, yes? it would really be Slave Master Arenum's prerogative. Unfortunately, she can be irascible.
Take this report to Mouth Relasa, immediately.
Yes, Captain. It will be done.
If you want to get into Tel Arum, just go through the door. If you want something else, go bother someone else. Tel Arum? Well, it's the big tower over there where Magister Gothrin lives. And I'm sure this will surprise you, but he's not too keen on outlanders. I'd stay out of his way if I were you.
I wonder what other delicacies the Dark Elves make. You'd think that after all these years at the side of the great Narcissus Dren, I would know more about his culture. I suppose he's more interested in the ancient past than in talking about the present. Into the tomb? That tomb over there? Well, that didn't work out so well. You see, I have a powerful fear of ghosts. Ghosts, spirits, windows. Anything you can see through, really. No, I don't go anywhere near tombs. Too many ghosts for my taste.
are you? What do you want? You stink of incense and hookah smoke. Did that beast Gothran send you? We are not goods. Zashanti and her friends prepare to leave this cursed island. No more lashings, no more bitter food. Only the light of the moons drifting across the Topal Sea. We only took Gothran's belongings to pay the smugglers. Bright moons. This one thanks you, Walker. We stored Gothran's trinkets in crates nearby. The smugglers will groan at their absence, but we would rather face the wilds alone than go back to Tel Arun. Wait! What was that noise?
Greetings, Outlander. Cetera Relassa sends her regards. Gathering up these slaves on our own would have been exhausting.
No, no, no.
Damned cats! You lot are going back to Tel Arun. Move out!
You heard the captain. Get moving, Kerr.
No, Darsha will not go! Darsha is free at last.
Don't kick yourself over Relassa outmaneuvering you. Trust me, you never had a chance. Of course, you didn't think she'd let that flat-headed Aerith outnix her, did you? Oh, and don't bother looking for those other stolen goods. My troops have the situation well in hand. Thanks for all your help, Noir. So long.
What is it?
My masterpiece.
Once again, it's been a pleasure. Farewell, Sun and Shadow.
There you are. I'm glad you're back. I just had a fruitful conversation with our friend Aerith. Seems that I'm not the only one Relassa's holding back. I think it might be time for a less conventional strategy. I underestimated Relassa. I see that now. She plays the game far better than I do. The only way to win a game like this is to eliminate the player. I know how it sounds. I take no pleasure in it. It's just an unfortunate necessity. Half the Telvanni hierarchy arranged an opening at some point in their rise to power. If you deal with Relassa, Aerith takes her place. It's the best play, Sarah. I knew you'd see reason. Trust me, no one deserves this fate more than Relassa. You may have a Telvanni's heart after all. Aerith told me that Relassa entered her room in the council house just a few minutes ago. Good luck, my friend. Be discreet.
If you were looking for that evil-tempered Telvanni witch, she went into that room.
So, the lizard thinks she can kill me? I'll have her skin for gloves. After I deal with you, of course.
It's done? Thank you, Sarah. Not many people would take a life for their friends. At least I hope we're friends. The house? It makes it difficult to tell sometimes. Aerith and I spoke just moments ago. Things should move quickly. Aerith assures me that the council will accept my petition now. So yes, I'd call this a success. Hopefully no one will give me cause to do this again in the future. Once again, you have my thanks, Sarah. I hope you will consider working with me again. I admit our handling of the Relasa situation was stressful, for both of us. I hope we can move past it, though, as friends. Come visit me sometime. I'll make it up to you, alright? I bought some very fine Khajiit tea I've been dying to try. This may surprise you, but the higher I climb, and the more powerful I become, the lonelier it gets. A true Telvanni life always involves some seclusion. But I value our friendship and Ioki's affection. I'd hate to lose either of you.
Thank the aid! To oblivion with these damned mages! No amount of gold is worth this kind of treatment! Sun and Shadow asked me to come measure her for a new dress. Soon after I arrived, a pack of Telvanni thugs burst through the door and dragged her off. One of them shouted something about Tel Arun. That's all I know. Please, just set me free!
Hello? Anyone home? Oh, squid jelly. Too late. Yes, well, I came to warn Sun in Shadow, but it seems I arrived too late. I guess I should warn you too. My most benevolent master, Muthsera Gothrin, is disgruntled. Oh yes, peeved, in the extreme. Magister Gothrin promoted me to mouth, but he still grieves for Relasa. As you know, grief often gives way to anger. Apparently his gentle disposition has limits when it comes to assassinating his servants. Pity I didn't get here sooner. I thought perhaps with time his fury might abate. I'd make all haste to tell Arun if I were you. Muthsera Gothrin respects courage and candor. If you speak to him directly, you might receive better treatment. You go on ahead. I'll wait here for a bit. Best we're not seen together. No offense.
Thanks to your nonsense, I'm assigned to guarding the docks instead of the tower. And if I find the slave who helped you, I'll take care of him. Or her. That's your lookout. He's been expecting you. You're an idiot for having crossed him. He's vindictive and powerful. Ugh, why would anyone want to be friends with one of the lizard folk? Doesn't make you much better than them. You should go and find the Magister before he tosses your friend back in the slave pens.
The Magister is expecting you. Good luck.
Eminently predictable, you and your lizard cohort. Ah, the murderer appears. I should thank you for saving me the trouble of hunting you down. Watching you peasants struggle against the inevitable is exhausting. Don't waste my time with flimsy pretense. Did you really think you could kill my mouth and get away with it? I see all. Your clumsy intrigue is no exception. If you wish to save your life and that of your friend, you will perform a task for me. Magister Otheri made a discovery some weeks ago. A relic, or some dwarven device perhaps. He refuses to share the details, so I am compelled to take those details by force. Steal his notes from Tel Naga and deliver them to my new mouth, Aerith. Magisters care little for the limits of morality, me least of all. I try to avoid turning people into shambling masses of screeching tumors, but in this case I could make an exception. At the very least, your scaled friend will die in chains. That depends on what information you retrieve. If it's useful, we can discuss the terms of the lizard's freedom. That's as much of a promise as you'll get from me. Be grateful I am giving you a chance to rectify the wrong you've done me.
I'm quite
What's
sure
this?
you weren't
I
invited
don't like
up
uninvited
here.
guests.
Off you go.
Buying, selling, trading.
I'm quite sure you weren't invited up here. Off you go.
There you are! I knew my master would show you mercy. Do you have something for me? Well done. I think my master wants to speak with you himself. Try not to make him angry, all right?
Well, it's about time. Come, servant. You retrieved the journal. That was competent. Ah, yes, this is Otheri's journal. His penmanship has gotten even worse. So, it's a dwarven artifact then. A merged tonal prism? My, that does sound intriguing. Seems he tucked it away in his Kwama mine, Zalkin Sul. You will fetch it for me. I said nothing of the sort. If your work pleases me, I may deign to release your friend and forget your misdeeds. But make no mistake, Noir. I've given you no word to keep. Go to Zalkin Sul, acquire the prism, then bring it to me in Tel Aru.
Oh, where am... Oh dear. Just give me a moment. Well, that could have gone worse. Ugh. Channeling spells always gives me dry mouth. Isn't that weird? Oh yes, I mean, Muthera Gothrin expects unwavering obedience, but on the whole, it's been a delight. I know he's treated you poorly, but isn't his candor refreshing? I can't begrudge you that. Were I in your position, I'd probably need a good sulk too. Not that you're sulky or anything. Oh, you know what I mean. About as much as you, I wager. Kwama nest there, tending to their eggs and what have you. It probably smells bad too. Well, the Zalkin Sul cave network strays very close to an ancient dwarven stronghold called Zonchant. Otheri's miners might have stumbled upon an entrance to the ruin, so keep an ear out for clanking? I can't begrudge you that. Were I in your position, I'd probably need a good sulk too. Not that you're sulky or